If you've flown economy recently, you already know what this feels like. Your knees press into the seat in front of you. Your elbows compete for the armrest. Every inch of space feels negotiated. And yet, just a few rows ahead, something completely different is happening. Private suites, lie flat beds, even showers. Two entirely different experiences, on the same airplane. At the first glance, it looks like two separate trends. Economy getting worse, and premium travel getting better. But they're not separate at all, they're the result of the exact same decision. And once you understand why that decision was made, the way you think about your ticket starts to change. Let's start with something measurable. Back in the 1980s, economy seats on major airlines offered around 31 to 35 inches of pitch. That's the distance between your seat and the one in front. Most airlines averaged about 33 or 34 inches. Today, that number has dropped. On many major carriers, it's closer to 30 to 32 inches. And on some low-cost airlines, as little as 28. Seat width has shrunk too. From about 18 inches, down to around 17. An inch doesn't sound like much. Until you're sitting there for 4 hours, next to someone who also lost an inch. But those inches didn't just disappear. They were converted into revenue. By making seats slightly thinner, and reducing the space between rows, airlines can fit an extra row into the same aircraft. On a typical narrow-body plane, that's 6 more passengers per flight. Multiply that across multiple flights per day, hundreds of planes, an entire year. And suddenly, a few inches becomes millions of dollars. There's another detail that's harder to ignore. Many economy seats today are still designed around body measurements from decades ago. Roughly based on someone around 5 minuti e 10 secondi, and under 180 pounds. But today, the average passenger is larger than that. Which means the seat didn't just shrink. It also failed to keep up with reality. So yes, economy got tighter. But the real question is, why did airlines choose this direction? To understand that, you have to go back to 1978. That's when airline deregulation changed everything. Before that, ticket prices were largely controlled. Airlines competed on service, more legroom, better meals, a more comfortable experience. But after deregulation, price became the main battleground. New low-cost airlines proved something powerful. Most passengers will choose a cheaper ticket, even if it means less comfort. And that changed the strategy for the entire industry. Legacy airlines had a choice. Keep offering better comfort at higher prices, or compete with low-cost carriers by lowering fares. Most chose the second option. And to make that work, economy had to become cheaper to operate, which meant more seats, less space, fewer included services. Economy stopped being the product airlines focused on, it became the baseline. So if economy was stripped down, where did the investment go? Forward. Business class evolved from a slightly better seat into a fully flat bed. First class became something else entirely. Private suites with doors, fine dining, personalized lighting. On some aircraft, even showers. In extreme cases, entire multi-room suites in the sky. The front of the plane didn't just improve. It transformed. And the economics behind that transformation are surprising. An economy seat might cost a few $1,000s to install. A high-end business or first-class suite, tens of thousands. Sometimes over $100,000 for a single seat. But those seats generate far more revenue. A business class ticket can sell for several times the price of economy. And on many long-haul routes, those premium seats are what make the flight profitable. In fact, something remarkable has happened in recent years. For some airlines, premium cabins now generate as much, or even more revenue, than the rest of the plane combined. That means the most valuable customers aren't sitting in economy at all, which explains something important. If the airline isn't investing in your seat, it's because their priority is somewhere else. But the strategy didn't stop at shrinking seats. Airlines also turned comfort itself into a product. Today, a single flight can have multiple tiers: basic economy, standard economy, extra legroom, premium economy, business, first. Each step adds cost, each restriction becomes a reason to upgrade. Seat selection, baggage, boarding priority, Fees that used to be included are now part of a layered pricing system, and those add-ons have become a massive source of revenue. In some cases, fees and extras make up a significant portion of what passengers actually pay, which creates a feedback loop. Economy becomes less comfortable, and then you're offered ways to pay to escape that discomfort. Enough people do, and that makes the system even more profitable. Some ideas have pushed this logic even further. Concept designs for ultra-dense seating, even proposals for semi-standing passengers. Most of these haven't been approved, but the fact they were considered at all shows where the incentives are pointing. You might expect regulations to set limits, but so far, there are no strict minimums for seat size or legroom. As long as aircraft meet safety requirements including evacuation within 90 seconds, airlines have flexibility in how they design cabins. That means the balance between comfort and efficiency is still largely a business decision. So what you're seeing on a modern airplane isn't random. It's not just design trends. It's a system, one that compresses space in one part of the plane to expand it in another. The tight seat in row 28 and the private suite in row 3. They're not opposites. They're connected, built from the same economics, the same strategy. And the next time you book a flight, you're not just choosing a seat. You're choosing where you fit in that system.